Hey friends, welcome to One Little Coder. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can build your AI, Artificial Intelligence Product Idea MVP, Minimum Viable Product, in less than 24 hours. Yes, believe it or not, you can build your AI startup or product idea MVP in less than 24 hours using a platform called Hugging Face. I'm going to show you how you can use or leverage Hugging Face to do all these things. So we're going to cover five different things. For a successful AI product idea, we need five things. First, we need an idea in itself. Second, we need a machine learning model. Third, we need a user interface, a graphical user interface. Fourth, we need a place to host the application or deploy the application itself. And fifth, we need an option to scale. Like, even if we want to go ahead with this thing, we don't want to completely revamp everything. We need an option to scale. So we're going to operate on five topics. One, the idea. Two, the machine learning model in itself. Three, the user interface. Four, a hosting or deployment option. Five, an option to scale. So I'm going to show you how you can use Hugging Face machine learning platform to do all these fives, and you can build your AI product idea in less than 24 hours. You can see this is the home page of Hugging Face. And the first thing that we're talking about is idea. How do you get an AI product idea in itself? An idea can originate from two different sides. One can be top down, the other can be bottom up. What do I mean by top down? The top down idea generation approach is where you've got a problem and you want to solve the problem. For example, let's say you've got a lot of PDF files and you want to convert this PDF into a structured file format, which you can later on use to do some kind of machine learning in it or text parsing in it, or you want to find something. For example, you might be running a recruitment agency and you've got hundreds of resumes. You want to extract resumes with particular skill set. How would you do that? This is exactly the solution. So a top-down approach is where you have got a problem and then you're trying to solve the problem. This is one way of generating an idea. The bottom-up approach is slightly different. You have got a machine learning solution, or you have got a machine learning or AI breakthrough, and you are trying to fit in a solution based on the AI breakthrough. For example, very recently, Microsoft launched a new product called Designer. To quickly show you, designer.microsoft.com. It's not available for everybody, but you can see that Microsoft launched this product. Do you think this is a top down? No, I don't think this is a top down idea. Rather than it is a bottom up idea where Microsoft thought, okay, we have got access to DALL-E, the AI image generation or AI art generation solution. How do we make sure that we use DALL-E and build a product? And that is exactly what Microsoft Designer is. Today, it is launched as a severe contender for Canva, one of the most popular tools everybody is using. So this is a bottom-up approach. So what I'm suggesting is Hugging Face can give you bottom-up ideas. For example, Hugging Face has got something called tasks. You can go to task and then look at all the machine learning or AI opportunities available. And once you click a particular opportunity, for example, I can click text to speech. Once I click text to speech, it's going to explain what is text to speech, what is TTS. TTS is the task of generating natural sounding speech given a text input. And you can see that you give an input and then there is an output and it gets played. And you can see a lot of other details. And one of the most important section of this is the use cases. The use cases tell you what kind of things that you can build with this. One is voice assistant, second is an announcement system. So like this, you can go to Hugging Face task page and then try to figure out one particular machine learning or AI task, and then you can generate more product ideas based on it. So this is how Hugging Face tasks can help you in generating ideas based on the bottom-up approach. But if you want a top-down approach, I would suggest you go to places like Reddit, Indie Hackers, and other places, or Hacker News even for that matter, where people would product hunt, of course, where people would say that I would have loved this, I would pay for this, and you can generate product ideas from that. That is a top-down approach. So this is how Hugging Face can help you in generating ideas. Let us say now we have got an idea in place. What is the idea? We want a system where we can create image segmentation. That's an idea. So you give an image and that should generate segments. Like, it should identify what are the items present in an image. So this is the idea. And where are you going to use it? Let us say you're going to use it in the way Google is currently using. What is Google doing with Google Photos recently is you can upload an image and you can erase a particular section of the image that you do not like it. You want to build a replica of this as an AI product. Now, first thing is you want to identify the image or image segmentation. So I can literally go to Hugging Face and then click Hugging Face tasks and see image segmentation, and you can see in this image I can identify a cat in it, and I can use some kind of AI tool to erase this particular cat and keep the background intact. So if this is what I want to do, the second thing that I want is I want a working machine learning model or an AI model for this to work fine. Thankfully, in the image segmentation section, Hugging Face also tells us what are the models that you can use. If you see here, these are some of the models that are available for image segmentation, and you can in fact click the browse models button, and then Hugging Face is going to take you to lot of models which you can sort by most popular or recently uploaded for the same task. For example, to give you a perspective, if you click Hugging Face models, you can see at this point they've got more than 77,000 models, and most of these models also come with a license, which means you know which model you can use to build commercial application and which model you cannot use, and you can see this here. And the good thing here is you can also demo the model, like, which means you can click this and then see what kind of things that you can use. For example, I can upload this here and then see how the model works and what kind of output the model brings in. And this is what Hugging Face calls an inference API, hosted inference API demo. So either you can use the model in itself using this code in your Python code, but let's say you are not building a Python code, maybe you're writing something in a PHP, maybe you're writing something in a JavaScript, so you don't want a Python code there. What you might want is you might want a simple API which you can call and then call back and then get the result. And this is exactly what Hugging Face is doing with Inference API. If you want to see Inference API, you can click this button and that will directly take you to the accelerated Inference API page, which you can use to create web applications just purely using Inference API if you have React or some other interface. Now that solves the second problem, having a model. And the third thing that we want to address is a graphical user interface. For a successful MVP, minimum viable product of an AI product idea, you need a graphical user interface. Unless your audience is really developers, you need a graphical user interface where people can come and try out something. And that is exactly where a very powerful acquisition by Hugging Face can help you, which is Gradio.app. When you see Gradio.app, you can actually see in just 3 lines of Python code, you can have a full stack application. You don't need HTML, you don't need JavaScript, you don't need to write CSS. If you know all these things, this is well and good, but even if you do not know, it is completely fine, and Gradio can help you create these applications. Hey, but you can think, oh, now I've created an application. How do I share it with the world? How do I host it? How do I deploy it? So that is where again Hugging Face can help you, because Hugging Face has got something called Spaces, and you can go deploy your Gradio based Hugging Face application on Hugging Face Spaces. And starting since yesterday, that you can also gain Hugging Face. You can also deploy Hugging Face Spaces leveraging GPUs. For example, if you open one of the most popular Hugging Face space, you can see that it is running on A10G, which is a GPU. This is a paid option at this point, but the point here is that you can deploy a fully functional AI product MVP on Hugging Face Spaces for completely free if it is going to just use CPU. So Spaces is amazing for that. Not only that you can deploy it, but also you can share the link of a space with anybody in the world. For example, you have got investors, you have got users, you want to see product market fit, you want to run this MVP for a couple of days, you want to run a Google advertisement. So all these things are possible because now you've got a URL which you can share with your potential users or investors or anybody, and this works completely fine. And that handles our fourth issue, which is how we can deploy or serve this solution or deploy this application. And the fifth thing is, okay, well and good, everything has gone fine, and I've got a successful AI product idea which I've built in less than 24 hours. But let's say I've got investors, let's say I've got users who are interested in it, I want to scale it up. That is exactly where Hugging Face has very recent launch, which is called Inference Endpoint, can help us. Inference Endpoint makes it really, really easy for you to deploy production level Hugging Face transformers models, or models using Hugging Face transformers in a production environment where you don't have to worry about deploying, you don't have to worry about keeping the cost down, you don't have to worry about enterprise security. All you're going to do is deploy the model in one click or a bunch of clicks, for of course, and then you get an endpoint, API endpoint, which you can use in your application. For example, as an MVP, you're building something using Radio, but as you move forward, you want to use React, you want to use any other cutting edge JavaScript framework, then you want to, most likely you want to have microservices and you want to call an API and then get the result. And this can help you in doing that. I'm not advising you to do this because you might also find a low cost solution somewhere else. Maybe you have an Azure subscription, maybe you have an AWS subscription. But if your pure intention is to launch a startup, launch a product as soon as possible, much ahead of the market, you don't worry about cost upfront much, then this is really, really great option, because in a bunch of clicks you can have the AI model deployed, and also you can build applications on top of it. And this is amazing for even smaller teams where they don't have to have a dedicated DevOps team, they don't have to have a lot of security options to check whether you have got the necessary security compliance in place. Overall, to quickly summarize, we started with 5 different topics. One, startup idea or AI product idea. Second, a machine learning model that can deliver the solution. Third, a graphical user interface. Fourth, a deployment or hosting option. And fifth, the option to scale. And I just demonstrated that all these 5 options are available with Hugging Face, and Hugging Face can help you do all these things if you want to deploy or if you want to launch your AI product MVP in less than 24 hours. Just a disclaimer, this video is in no way sponsored by Hugging Face. I am just generally making it so that everybody who wants to deploy or develop a product idea can develop it as soon as possible and launch it in the market, get it to your users' hands, show it to your investors, so that your MVP is really, really successful. And you either it is successful or you fail fast and move forward. But the idea here is that you can launch a AI, artificial intelligence, or machine learning powered product idea in less than 24 hours. I would love to know what you are building and how you have built it. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.